Good Tuesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and delve into your 7-day forecast in depth. We're going to cover things that we usually don't have time to do so. And we got 15 minutes to cover many things. So first off, look how flat the clouds are this afternoon. This usually happens after you have a good complex of shower and thunderstorm activity the next day. It's pretty quiet usually, and that was the case in Point today. This view off to the northwest courtesy of Mid-County Plumbing and part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. In your weather headlines, we'll go with a 30, maybe 40% coverage coming up tomorrow afternoon after about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be hot and humid tomorrow, but showers and thunderstorms will pop, and it looks like tomorrow night and Thursday looking pretty wet with shower and thunderstorm activity likely across southeast Texas. That's ahead of a weak cold front coming in on Friday. The pattern is allowing a flow out of the north around that high, so that is forcing drier air rather than cooler air our way, and it will feel a little bit better coming up as we head towards the weekend with lower humidity. Still going to be hot in the afternoons, but the humidity will be down. So we're going to get a break with the humidity, and those low temperatures, because the humidity is down, may drop into the mid to upper 60s in the lakes, certainly the upper 60s, maybe in the mid 60s in spots, and closer to 70 here in the Triangle. So a little bit of a break. It's not, again, it's a weak cold front, but it should feel a little bit better coming up this weekend. No rain expected this weekend. There's the front. Look how it pushes all the moisture out in the Gulf, a drier air mass filtering on in. So as I was saying, in the lakes, we could get down into the upper 60s. I think that's a pretty good bet right now. Maybe a few spots into the mid 60s. Still going to be the mid 90s with low humidity. Lots of sun coming up this weekend, and no rain expected in the Triangle or lakes through the weekend. For the Triangle, both Saturday and Sunday mornings, we could get into the lower 70s here in the Triangle with highs in the mid 90s, very similar to the lakes area. It's going to be hot, but still, it's going to feel a little more like maybe Austin or West Texas because of the lower humidities coming in because of that drier air mass. Now, this is all going to be flushed out in the Gulf as we head to the weekend, but as we head towards Monday and Tuesday of next week, all that moisture comes right back into our area, and that will allow us to see widely scattered to scattered showers and storms back in the forecast. So this is not going to be, it's going to be a quick snap. We just really lucked out on the weekend timing as far as that goes. Well, on the allergy front, the report today showing higher levels of weed pollen and mold. We're back up to moderate levels. Yesterday there were low levels, but as you can see, no grass and tree pollen out there. So tomorrow we'll go with about 96 here in Beaumont with a 30% coverage of afternoon showers and thunderstorms under partly sunny skies. Modeling is showing a little better coverage than what I have. I'm going to 30% coverage. It shows a 50% coverage. That's certainly possible. Again, highs in the mid 90s. In the lakes area, we'll go with a 40% coverage. This is probably after 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, about 95. And yeah, about a 40% coverage. So modeling agrees with us for tomorrow. Otherwise, moisture levels in the atmosphere, we track that because it dictates what kind of shower and thunderstorm activity, or at least how much you have to work with. And as you can see, the further to the right you go up this legend, the more moisture you have in the atmosphere. So got good amounts coming up on Wednesday and Thursday, but look how the moisture really nosedives as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. That's drier air moving on in, and that will be very beneficial to us this weekend, allowing us to see mainly dry weather conditions, and then that moisture comes back up as we work on into Monday and Tuesday. So widely scattered to scattered showers and thunderstorms return to the forecast. But Thursday's the day. As you can see, quite a bit of moisture over our area, way up the scale on a Thursday. So some locally heavy rainfall is possible. As you can also see, no 50% coverage of showers and storms today, right? More like a 20 or less. And that's exactly what happened. Dry weather across our area today. We're looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies on the Pro Roofing Concept satellite and radar loop. Otherwise, triple-digit heat indices right now across the state. We're watching 2 areas of shower and thunderstorm activity, one over towards nearing Acadiana. That is moving off to the west. I don't think it's going to reach our area. It may make southwest Louisiana. And yesterday's activity really knocking temperatures down from I-45 down off towards southwest Texas. We're also watching showers and storms back up over towards Arkansas. So the moisture is going to be moving in from the northeast coming up tomorrow, and then as we head towards tomorrow night, we'll also be watching activity coming in from the north. So during the day, we expect it coming in from the east and northeast, and then tomorrow late day and tomorrow night will come into the lakes area and then into the triangle. So we've got it coming in from two directions coming up Wednesday night or Tuesday night, Wednesday night into a Thursday. So looking like a pretty good chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. There's the moisture associated with last night's shower and thunderstorm activity moving away from our area, and more moisture coming in from the east as we head towards tomorrow. So tonight will be quiet, and you can see that shower and thunderstorm activity over towards eastern Louisiana weakening as it comes on in. May increase clouds a bit. Otherwise, it should be in the mid 70s, lakes mid to upper 70s for tomorrow morning across southeast Texas. Tomorrow through 9 a.m. looks quiet. Through noon looks quiet. Now after we get to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, look at the activity coming in from the east and northeast. That's because of the flow aloft. The winds aloft are out of the east and northeast around high pressure, which is back over towards the Four Corners, and that's steering any shower and thunderstorm activity our way. So that'll be coming in, and then as we head towards tomorrow night, we'll have to be watching shower and thunderstorm activity coming in from the north on top of that. So pretty good coverage coming up tomorrow. This model doesn't show it, but the shower and thunderstorm activity off to the north of the lakes area may increase your chances if this modeling is correct. We'll probably see it tomorrow evening and tomorrow night across southeast Texas. So first off is that high pressure is back off over towards the Four Corners region, and the flow around it is out of the north and east. There is the shower and thunderstorm activity that we saw last night. That's the moisture. Now we're also watching moisture off towards our east. So that is what's going to be in the forecast for tomorrow. Plus, we're going to be watching this disturbance coming in from the north. So moisture coming in, disturbances, and then a front coming in as we work on into Thursday. Look at all the moisture over us, disturbance plus a front. Lots of things indicating or pointing towards a pretty good coverage of showers and storms coming up late Wednesday night in through the day on Thursday. Then that front pushes all that moisture deep down into the Gulf. Look at the drying taking place. No greens, drier air mass filtering on Saturday and Sunday. So then as that front moves off to the east, southerly flow at the surface brings moisture back in, and we ought to see a 20 to 30% coverage as we work on into Monday and Tuesday of next week. We'll also be watching high pressure build back on in from the south and east. That high is going to weaken as we work on into the weekend over the Four Corners. So then the high redevelops off to the south and east over Florida, and then builds back our way towards the middle part of next week. So some good news there as far as the tropics. First off, we were watching an expanding wind field on Hurricane Erin. So the winds were close to it. Now the winds are getting diameter kind of spreading out. It's the wind field is expanding as it continues to gain latitude. Currently moving north at about 10 miles an hour. Winds are at 105 miles an hour. It's a Cat 2 hurricane. And again, not hitting Florida. And it does not look like it's going to hit anywhere in the U.S. How about that? Now, there are tropical storm warnings over towards the Outer Banks. They could see some wind gusts to tropical storm force. As the core of this remains offshore, some of the outer bands could bring in tropical storm force gusts as we head towards Thursday as it makes its closest approach to the Outer Banks. Of course, the tropical storm watch is in effect for Bermuda. This will head off to the north and east as ensemble modeling shows and becoming extra tropical as we head towards next weekend or this weekend, I should say. So no issues as far as the Gulf. And as I've been saying, still watching this disturbance midway between the Lesser Antilles and west coast of Africa. Still has a good chance of development, but as I drew last night, I said probably it's going to turn off to the north and follow Erin. That's what the Hurricane Center seems to like. This disturbance way out in the far eastern Atlantic is going to run into some a more unfavorable environment for it to develop. So I don't see anything on any of the ensemble models that points towards any of these reaching the Gulf through the end of the month. And in fact, the Gulf looks quiet through September the 3rd, so that would be great news as we continue to go closer to the peak of hurricane season. So none of these systems are going to be an issue, I don't think, at this point. So I think we're in pretty good shape. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot. So good boating weather conditions. Slight chances of thunderstorms. Otherwise, northwest winds at 5 to 10 knots. Water temperature 94 degrees. Can't remember last time that was, but it's still hot out there, no doubt about that. High tides at Sabine Pass at 3:54 a.m. and 11:52 p.m. Sunrise continues to get later, now at 6:45 a.m. Sunset is now at 7:52 p.m. So those days are getting shorter as we continue to head towards fall. Otherwise, tonight looks mostly clear with calm winds. Light southeast winds here in the Triangle becoming calm. Low to mid 70s lakes, mid to upper 70s to near 80 here in the Triangle. For tomorrow, about a 30 to 40% coverage. Of course, surprises are always possible, but that's the way it looks right now. I expect highs to be in the mid 90s. Those heat indices, boy, if you're pushing that lawnmower, try to get it done early, or at least take several breaks tomorrow afternoon, because we expect those high heat indices of between 105 to 107. And the UV index will be 10.2. We'll see light and variable winds through the day tomorrow. So taking a look at your forecast tomorrow, about a 30 to 40% coverage. Light north winds in the morning, becoming east to southeast in the afternoon. Ahead of those storms, could see highs into the mid 90s across southeast Texas. So any storms that develop will certainly put down lots of lightning because of the instability. Look at the heat index tomorrow. There's your 106 tomorrow afternoon. So again, be careful. If you work outside for a living, you know the drill. So about a 30 to 40% coverage coming up Wednesday. Now Wednesday night, we expect a much better chance of thunderstorm activity, better than a 30% coverage. We'll go with a 50% coverage Wednesday night. Thursday, it's going to take a while, but I think we could manage a 60% coverage late Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Then on Friday, we'll be watching that front push on into southeast Texas with a 30% coverage. And then the weekend looks good if everything works out as planned. Lower 70s, maybe close to 70 coming up this weekend for lows here in the Triangle. Mid to upper, probably the upper 60s, could get down in the mid 60s in spots for the lakes area with highs in the mid 90s. Still going to be hot, lots of sun, no rain expected with lower humidity. That'll make it feel a little bit better coming up this weekend. So then that moves off and we'll start to see a southeast flow off the Gulf once again. And that'll bring us a 20, maybe 30% coverage as we head on into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And that is your 7-day weather impact forecast. And again, looking pretty nice out there this evening. In your weather headlines, looks like about a 30 to 40% coverage coming up Wednesday. Storms are going to be likely coming up Wednesday night and especially on Thursday. May get 2 rounds of showers and storms Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon. Ahead of a weak cold front that comes in on Friday, with a scattering of showers and storms that will bring us a nice looking weekend. No rain expected this weekend, lots of sun, lower humidity, and those lows could drop into the mid to upper 60s in the lakes. Mid 90s both days this weekend up in the lakes area with low humidity, making it feel a little more comfortable. Similar story for the Triangle, just not as cool as the lakes area coming up this weekend. Otherwise, let's quickly move along. Because the time that I have remaining is short. Good amount of moisture moving in, so that's why we think Thursday is going to be the best. But look how the moisture in the atmosphere really goes down over the weekend. So that is some good news, making it make a pretty good weekend coming up across southeast Texas. Otherwise, it looks quiet coming